Hi guys, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you all are having a great, wonderful start to your day and you do something that makes you happy today, because today is not only about being in relationships and celebrating those, but it's about celebrating yourself, and it's all about self-love too. So if you haven't taken a moment to do something that makes you feel good, then I highly recommend that you do that, because there's nothing better than feeling good on the inside. So I wanted to do this little Valentine's inspired look for you. I don't really have anything in mind as far as colors or like lip color or anything like that. I just gonna go with it and see where it ended up. So I'm gonna first clip my hair back, because I do not like when I have so many baby hairs that they end up falling out and then they turn like bleach blonde because my foundation makes it lighter. So if you see me looking back a lot, it's because I have all my supplies on my bed right here. I'm recording on my iPhone, so I'm trying to do the best I got, so hopefully you guys like it. So first thing I want to do is I like to do my eyeshadow before my foundation, and for me that's just because if I'm using a shimmery or sparkly color, I like to make sure that doesn't get on my foundation and then I'm not able to remove it afterward, to remove the foundation that I already put on and then have to reapply it. So I just go ahead and I just do my foundation once I'm done with my eye makeup. So I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. And if you see me looking up, I have a mirror right here, so that's why. So I'll open this up for you. So many pretty colors. As you can see, there's like a wine plum color. I love this one right here. This one's so pretty. This one's really pretty, steady. I'll show you that one. That one's gorgeous. And I love the big mirror on that. I think that's so helpful. So I'm first gonna put eyeshadow on concealer on my eyelid. Now I don't have eyeshadow primer. I never really have ever bought it. I've always just used concealer. It's quick and easy and it's my skin tone, and to me honestly it keeps my eyeshadow on just as long. So I'm gonna be putting that on all over. It's such a beautiful day outside. It was so rainy and cold yesterday, but today the breeze is just so beautiful. So if you haven't gotten a chance to go outside yet, do so. It feels so nice. So I'm gonna start off with a transition color. So I'm gonna go with 1984, which is this one right over here. I'm gonna be taking my two favorite eyeshadow brushes, which the M441 from Morphe, and then the smaller version of this, which is the M443. So if you can see, this brush right here is a little bit more tapered, and so this one is a little bit more what you would call dense. So this one I'm really able to like blend out those colors and spread them all along my eyelid, whereas this one I primarily use it if I want to darken a color on my outer lid. I'll pack it in right there because it is so dense, and then I'll kind of like buff that in, and then I'll kind of go back in with this to kind of just smooth over all those edges. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to take 1984 and just work that in. So I always like to build up my color. I have one too many times put on way too much color all at once, and then been like, Do I take it off or what? Because there's no blending it out at this point. So I always like to work my way up. So the way I like to do that is I'll just dip it in, and then I'll just keep going back and forth until I'm satisfied with how dark I want the color. So I keep going back and forth. And once that's pretty good. So I'll go ahead and do the other eye. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about me and why I wanted to begin this channel, Instagram page, is because ever since I was in high school, I really have enjoyed makeup, and that's where my love for beauty first came in, was through makeup and watching YouTube videos and Jaclyn Hill and Casey Holmes and all those OG makeup artists. That's what I first grew up on, and after a while of just watching, I practiced the looks on myself, and then that's just really how I started. And I just would practice on myself, practice on my family members, and then I would start doing them for my sister's homecoming and her friends, and it's just something I grew to love over the years. And it wasn't until I really started college that I really became aware of the wellness side of beauty. And when I mean the wellness side of it, I don't just mean mask, eye mask, hair treatments. So I mean things that make you feel good and things that are beneficial for your health. So for me, that was changing my lifestyle, start exercising, going to the gym, incorporating those beneficial and healthy habits into my life. And that really began to transform me from the inside out. And while that transformation, so I'm gonna cut myself off, but I'm gonna go in with Punk. It looks like a more purple than wine color than I would like, but I'm gonna work with a little bit and see if I can maybe make it the color I want. So I really wanted to just start working out, and it transformed me from the inside out, honestly. I never really had an interest in, or never really understood what wellness was, before I started doing my own research. And then I was just so amazed at how you can do so many natural and so many beneficial things for your body. And I'm like, why am I not doing that? So since then, I just kind of, just started my own little personal journey, and I've come this far, and I would say I'm pretty proud of myself. And I just love all things wellness and beauty, which is why I wanted to make this page and share all the little tips and tricks I've learned, not just for makeup, but for like health and for wellness and your skin and your hair and all those sorts of things, and holistic techniques and all those things. I really wanted to share those things with people because I know there has to be someone that's interested in that just as I was. So I primarily want to make that what this page is about. So if you ever have any suggestions or want to know more about a way I do this, or want to know if I do a certain routine or anything like that, then you can just always comment on a picture or send me a message, and I would be happy to take that feedback into my next video. Because I can sit here and do this all day long, just eyeshadow, makeup, face mask, repeat, but is it really what you guys want to see? So I'm trying to find that sweet spot. So if you guys could help me out, that would be awesome. So I've kind of blended this in enough for my liking. It looks a little bit darker in the camera, but in the mirror it looks more like a purple, kind of wine colored. So really, I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, that works. That's fine with me. So next, I'm gonna do a shimmer color on my lid. And I'm thinking of doing, I think I'm gonna go with Pop. Which kind of has like a pink tint to it. I wanted to do this one. This one seemed a little bit more gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one. Now for shimmers, in compress, like really highly pigmented glitter eyeshadows, it's really best to use some sort of like a fix spray or some sort of spray that's gonna, you know, help transfer the powder to your eyelid, because glitters are harder to make than, you know, traditional just matte eyeshadows. So you have to either, you know, really here, I'll just give you an example. So this color here tends to be pretty good for transferring. I don't know if you can see how the brush easily picked it off. Some shimmers are not always like that. So when they're not like that, that's when it's best to use a Fix Plus spray. You can still use one with this one. I just don't have one. I ran out of mine. I've stuck my brush underwater before and it's worked just as great. So whatever you feel comfortable with, I'm just gonna use it like this today because it picked up pretty well. So I'm gonna put that all over. All over my lid. It's a pretty color. So this is my favorite eyeshadow brush. It's the M204 by Morphe. It is really thin, but I'm telling you, I don't know if this just maybe it fits the eye shape of my eyelid perfectly, but I mean, I cover every inch whenever I use this brush. So it's definitely one of my favorites. So I'm gonna go ahead. Do that to the other eye. I like that color. It's really pretty. Okay, that color, I'm satisfied with the way that went on. That went on very well, actually. I had never used that shimmer before, and I'm fairly impressed by it. It makes me want to experiment with more shimmers in this palette. Okay, and then I'll just go in at the end. I always at the end of if I'm using eyeshadow that's glittery, I always like to go back and at the end and just press some right on the middle of my lid, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a gleam and a little bit more of a shine. So I'm satisfied with that. So I'm just gonna go back in with my big tapered blending brush and just kind of smooth all of those edges. The light got a little bit weird there for a second. Yeah, that's very pretty. Okay, satisfied with that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and actually I'm gonna put a little bit on more right now before I put my eyeliner on. So I'm gonna do liquid eyeliner. I'm not gonna do a wing or anything crazy. Just gonna do a simple line across. Now I used to use a gel eyeliner, the ones that kind of come like the eyebrow pomades, but I don't know if maybe it was the brush or what it was, but I could never, one, get it black enough the way I like it, and two, the brush wasn't thin enough where it would just create a thin line how I normally like it. It just was way too thick, and then the gel would kind of like move, and so I got rid of that altogether, and I went back to my favorite Revlon Skinny liquid liner. And I love, I'll show you guys the brush on this. I really enjoy the brush on this one. See how thin that is? That is so thin. And I love that because I can really get in the inner and like go out. So I always like to start on the outer corner. For me personally, I get kind of nervous if I go all the way across. So I kind of, I kind of like to do it in like a 2-part step. Okay, so now I did the outer part of it. And then I kind of, then slowly like to then just drag that across. And then I'll dip back in there if I need to make certain spots. Darker. Pretty happy with that. It came out pretty good. Okay. So let that dry for a few seconds. Be really careful when you put on liquid liner. That's the one thing. If you do a wing or you have just stick liner on your top lid, if you blink and you transfer that to here, a really cool trick to getting that off is just use a dry Q-tip. Like, don't put any makeup remover or anything like that. The oil from makeup remover or like a makeup wipe will kind of just then disperse throughout the rest of your eyeshadow, just kind of make it look inconsistent, and it doesn't go good. And then you can't apply the eyeshadow back on top afterwards, and because then it just looks weird. And so just use a clean Q-tip, that'll work. You just gotta wait till the eyeliner dries, and wherever you made a mistake, you can just go in there and just kind of like buff it out, and then it'll come right off. So then I'm gonna do the same thing for this eye. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but so I started with the outside of that. I'm gonna work on the inside of it. Okay. Those two came out fairly even, so I'm just gonna go back in, give this eye a little second to dry, and then go back in and clean up or fix any spots that weren't covered. Okay, that looks good to me. So now while I wait for that to dry, I'm just gonna wipe off any other eyeshadow that may have fallen on my face from the glitter. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, while that is drying a little bit, I'm gonna put some primer on my face. So I'm gonna be doing that with the Fenty Beauty, what is this called? Pro Filter Insta Touch Primer. So I just have this little sample size of this guy, but I really love this. I love this one. I have the Fenty foundation also that I pair with it, but if it is really hot outside and I don't want such a full coverage look, I'll still use this, but then I'll use on top of it my Bare Minerals tinted hydration cream. Now I really like this because a lot of days I don't want such full coverage, but I still want to look nice if I'm going to work. Then I'll use this, and sometimes I'll even use it without the primer because, let's be real, I don't always have time to do that. And it still looks good. It still looks so good. So if you guys have never tried Bare Minerals or given Bare Minerals makeup a shot, I really recommend it. I know in high school, for prom and high schools and homecomings, I have gotten my makeup there by someone, I think 3 times, and I absolutely loved it. Like, you guys will soon see how much Bare Minerals makeup I do have, and one of the reasons is because they're a cleaner brand than a lot of other brands I've found, and that goes back to me wanting to, you know, just put the best products not only in my body but on top of my body on the surface level. And I really do recommend it. Now that I finished, it doesn't look like I put primer on, but I did. Finish that up, and then I'm going to take my Kabuki brush from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. It comes in this really cute little case. It's really cute. And then I'm just gonna take my foundation, give it a little shake. Put 1 to 2 pumps on the back of my hand. So another cool trick I really learned about pumping foundation on the back of your hand is it gives it, when you pump it on the back of your hand, your body temperature and your skin temperature kind of warms up the foundation a little bit, which kind of activates it a little bit more, which allows it to go onto your skin nicer. I learned about that probably about a year ago. And so one of the best, you just kind of dab it a little bit, because you don't want to go and then, like, I mean, not me personally, because then some foundations dry super quick, so you kind of have to work with it. So I like to go part by my face. So I'll do my cheeks first, and then I'll spread it up to my forehead, because my forehead doesn't need as much foundation actually. It's a little bit darker than the rest of my skin, so I always put the excess on my forehead. Sorry if you hear splashing. What is that? That's a turkey swimming in the water or something? I have no idea. So then I'll put a little bit on my nose. And then this is what I have left. So I'll just dab that and I'll put the rest on my forehead. Okay. So that's pretty good. Now, I'm gonna let that sit a little bit, but I'm gonna go right in and do my concealer. So this is it, the Bare Minerals Bare Skin in color medium golden. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on this little guy. Go in with my Real Techniques blender and really set that in. Okay, that came out good. Go back in, blend that out. And then I'm gonna set that with the Laura Mercier, so messy, Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This guy is so messy, so do not open it over anything you don't want it to fall on. So for this, I'm gonna go ahead and use this little guy from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. It is the JH07. I really like this. Oops, it just spilled so much all over me. I like this because it just fits right underneath my eye. I just like to pack that on. Let that sit there for a minute, and while that is sitting on there, I'm going to look how much came off just from screwing the cap back on. I'm telling you. I'm gonna go ahead and put my lashes on. So I'm gonna be using the Demi Wispies. These are my all-time favorites. I have noticed these lashes I've used these lashes for so many like looks. I've used them for glam looks, I've used them for just soft looks, I've used them with no eyeshadow on, just I did a liner, and popped the lashes on, and it looked very, you know, classy. Now, so a lot of people have different techniques of how they like to apply their eyelashes. I wouldn't really say it's a technique, I just hold them and pop them on. I've tried using tweezers or those little special tweezers that come in the package sometimes, and those just really don't work for me. They don't. I've tried it many times, and I just feel more confident doing it this way. So I put that on, let that dry for a little bit. Love seeing butterflies fly around outside. Okay, so it's gonna go on this lash. Dang it. Okay, here we go. Okay, that came out okay. Let's go let that dry a little bit longer. I'm gonna go in and take, and what do I want to do? Why is that one sticking up like that? Okay, so that one is on. I'm gonna go ahead, do the other one. Take the little glue off of it. Okay. always like to start doing the inner corner first, because I found that, I don't know, I just feel that if I do it from the outside in, then a lot of times I have so much more room left, and then it ends up poking my eyelid. So if I start with the inward corner out, it kind of helps lay it a little bit easier. Okay, that one went on. This eye is so much easier, always. This eyebrow and this lash application is always so easy for me to do, but the other side, man, such a struggle. Does anybody else have that, where they have one eyebrow or one eye that likes to cooperate a little bit better than the other one? Okay. So I'm happy with how this came out. So while those dry, I'm gonna go ahead and dust this powder off. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows before I start putting on bronzer or anything like that. So what I like to use for my brows is a pomade, actually. I know I said I don't like pomades, but that's for eyeliner. Pomade I do like to use is by Kat Von D. I'll show you guys this little guy right over here. And it's in the color medium brown. Now I like this because, where did I put my brow brush? Right here. I found it is super easy to apply. This is the kind of brush I like to use. I'm gonna take this little spoolie, kind of brush my brows first. I need to get them done. These, I would suggest getting spoolies. You can get them at CVS, Target, Walmart. They're disposable and they're just super easy to have handy. And you can do them for mascara. I know sometimes when I used to have multiple tubes of mascara, I would like the formula of one, but I wouldn't like the brush. So if I didn't like the brush, I would just use a disposable spoolie. So I'm gonna go ahead. Blend that out. Look at the difference. I swear, sometimes I just do my eyebrows because I'm like, holy moly, look at the difference. Do the same thing to the other brow. I kind of brush as I go along. I like my eyebrows to be bold, but I don't want them to look, you know, too sharp. So with these spoolies, it's really nice because I can kind of tailor the boldness of it, also getting the color and the shape that I want. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. Oh, something in my eye. Weird. Okay. eyebrows are done. Now I'm going to put a little bit of eyeshadow on my bottom lash, just to kind of bring the look together. So for that I will be using where did I put my little shader brush? Oh, it fell right on the floor. I see it. Okay. So this is the brush I was talking about. This little guy. So I'm gonna thinking of taking Punk and putting that on my lower lash. See how that kind of makes the littlest difference, but to me it really brings the look together. And then I'll go in and take this little guy, kind of just buff that out. Perfect. Do the same thing with the other eye. Looks so good. And I'm gonna go in. Kind of makes you teary. I hope you guys love all my facial expressions that I tend to make when I'm applying makeup. So now that that is done, do you see how it kind of just like pulls everything together? Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with bottom mascara. So I just learned something really cool about this mascara. I think I've owned it for maybe a month already, and I just learned this out. There's two different wands. Ready? So this light purple right here, not light but darker purple, this is a skinnier one, but you put it back in here and you unscrew this sparkly part. The thicker wand blew my mind, because I've been using the thicker part and how it was just like, well, I want something a little bit thinner, and I saw someone do that online and I was like, really? Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Looks good. So now I'm gonna go in quickly with my bronzer, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that with this big guy over here, the JH02. What's really cool about this bronzer, it is Bare Minerals again, but it's called the Invisible Bronze. So basically they have this technology in a few of their products where you can't put too much on, so it kind of makes you build it up, so you don't go in and you just have like a dark bronze spot on your face. And this is really helpful for people who are just getting into makeup. It kind of like gives you a gauge of, you know, how far you can go or how far you want to take it, which I really enjoy, because even though I've been doing makeup for such a long time, I still like to, you know that I have that control over a product. So let's go. really buff that in there. That's where my little hairs start to turn blonde. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with some blush. I'm gonna do another Bare Minerals. I swear, I just love their products. It's dirty though. This is on the Mauve. It's a cute name. So I'm gonna be taking this Morphe E3 brush, my favorite blush brush. Tap that off. Just kind of build that on. I put a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna go in this guy and just blend that in. And then to finish off, I'm gonna go in and take a little bit of my Bare Minerals loose powder, which is also very messy, and just kind of sweep that over the places that need to be set. Okay. And then last but not least, I'm deciding if I should do a gloss or a liquid lip. I'll do a gloss today. I've been into glosses lately. So this one's the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is the color Kristen. It's a really pretty pinky nude color. Okay, so that works for now. Okay, so then I'll take down, I say okay a lot for some reason. Okay, take my hair down. I just curled it this morning, nothing too crazy. And so that is the finished look. Now, you can of course do a matte lipstick if you want to, you know, switch it up to like a date night out or anything like that. Glosses are fun to me, so I wanted to give it a little bit of a try. So if you guys like this video, please let me know. If you don't like it, still please let me know. I want to make, you know, videos and content and posts that you guys want to see. So thank you for sticking around. This is probably going to be a longer video, but I'll try and speed it up in certain parts. But I thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great, not only Valentine's Day, but a great rest of your week. And yeah, bye.